Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, here to share my quick thoughts on the recent casting announcement for the upcoming Lion King remake. Now I want to preface this video by stating that I myself am not a huge fan of this remake. In fact, I freaking hate that they're even doing it. I think it's stupid, pointless, unnecessary, an obvious cash grab, completely disrespectful to the original film, its cast and crew, and the fans that have adored it for the past 23 years, and I refuse to see it when it comes out in, I believe, 2019. So I think it's safe to say that I have a complete bias towards the Lion King remake. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to push that aside and be completely objective when it comes to this casting announcement and ask myself if the people that they chose to play these characters are right for the role. And objectively speaking, I think they are, except for one pick. Now let's take a look at the cast. Okay, let's see here. We got Donald Glover as Simba, which we already knew and is a great choice. Beyonce Knowles Carter, who for the longest time was rumored to play Nala, and now it's been confirmed. And I also think she's a really good choice, although personally, I would have loved to see them give this role to a lesser-known actress or an actress on the rise. Someone like Tessa Thompson, who's in the new Thor movie, and her star has been on the rise. I personally like her as an actress, and I think she could have pulled off Nala, but I understand why they went with Beyonce. Beyonce has a very high profile, has a very dedicated fan base who will come and support her in whatever she's doing. The Beehive will come and support the Queen Bee. James Earl Jones as Mufasa, more on him later. Chiwetel Ejiofor as Scar, great choice, great actor. Alfred Woodard, I can't say her name. Alfred Woodard as Sarabi, another great choice. I like her as an actress as well. She killed it in Luke Cage, and I liked her little small role in Captain America Civil War. John Oliver as Zazu, again, great cast, that's a great choice. I think he would be a perfect Zazu in this day and age. John Kani as Rafiki, I hope that's how you pronounce his name, Kani? John Kani as Rafiki, another good choice. Now, he's a lesser known actor, but you might recognize him as the father of T'Challa in Black Panther. He was T'Chaka. Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner as Timon and Pumbaa. I actually like the fact that they went with Seth Rogen. I think he would be a perfect Pumbaa. I don't know much about this Billy guy. I've never heard of him in my life. I personally would have loved it if they got James Franco to be Timon, because James Franco and Seth Rogen already have dynamic chemistry, and they have like this great, they're like the most well-known duo in Hollywood. So they should play probably the most iconic duo in animation, Timon and Pumbaa. This one really surprised me. Eric Andre as Azizi. For those who don't know who Eric Andre is, he is a bizarre comedian who is known for his very, well, I wouldn't say very popular, but well-known talk show on Adult Swim called The Eric Andre Show, which is so freaking bizarre and weird. And that's what his casting comes off to me. It's so out of left field. It's bizarre and weird that they would pick Eric Andre. It's such a shot in the dark to pick him. But I'm actually kind of glad to see him in this. He almost makes me want to see the film just to see how his performance is. We got Florence Kasuba, my bad, as Shenzi, the hyena that was voiced by Whoopi Goldberg in the original. I don't know who she is. I'll probably put something at the bottom to kind of say who she is, but I've never heard of her in my life. But I'm glad that they picked a relatively unknown person to voice a character in this film. Give her a chance to shine, you know, give her a big project to kind of propel her career up. Keegan-Michael Key as Kamari. I don't know which one is Kamari. Is he the one that was voiced by Cheech Marin? It might be the one that was voiced by Cheech Marin. And I'm okay with this one. I think this is another great casting choice. Keegan-Michael Key is a great personality. He's a great actor. He can do comedic and dramatic. He's a good choice. J.D. McCracken as young Simba and Shahadi Wright Joseph as young Nala. Two unknown child actors and actress. Never heard of them in my life. I don't know if they've been in anything, but I'm glad again that they're picking people that are relatively unknown. Give them a chance to shine. Now, after I looked at the picture of the cast, two things really stood out to me. First, the cast is predominantly black, which makes a lot of sense. The story takes place in Africa, so having a bunch of black actors voicing these characters makes a whole lot of sense, and I'm totally fine with that. My only thing is that in the original film, it didn't really matter what race the people were voicing the characters, as long as they could bring their characters to life. And there was a huge variety of actors in the roles, from white to black to even Hispanic. I like that it had variety. Here it is predominantly black, and again, I have no problem with it. It's totally fine. It makes sense to me. I understand why they did it. But I really hope that that's not one of the main reasons why they're remaking The Lion King. I hope they're not remaking it in order to, make up for the fact that in the original, the leads, most of the leads were voiced by white people. So like, oh, let's correct this mistake by hiring a bunch of black actors to voice these characters now. For me, that just feels very pandering, and we don't need to be pandered to. Just give us roles that you feel like we fit. Not like pity roles in a sense. But that could be me just taking a shot in the dark, reaching for explanations as to why this remake even exists. That might not even be the reason. Again, it could just be the cash grab reason. But it's the second thing that caught my attention that I really want to address, as it got under my skin and annoys me to this very day, as it makes absolutely no sense and makes me question the validity of this remake trying to be its own thing without relying on the nostalgia of the original. And that's the fact that one of the cast members does not belong in this remake. Can you guess which one it is? Oh, why you gotta be hating on Beyonce? She's gonna be great, Tony. She's the queen bee. She's gonna kill it as Nala. Shut up. I'm not talking about Beyonce. I think she will do wonderful in the role. My problem is the inclusion of James Earl Jones as Mufasa. Why do I have a problem with this? Because he voiced Mufasa in the original. Why are you bringing back somebody that was in the original film for the remake? That makes no sense. This is a remake. This is something that is trying to be its own thing. You recasted everybody else, but you keep the same Mufasa? Why? What logical reason could you have for keeping James Earl Jones as Mufasa? Because he has an iconic voice? Do you have a contract with them saying that any character that I voice for any property owned by Disney, whether it be Star Wars or an animated film, I have the right to reprise that role even though you're taking it into a new direction? Did you sign a contract with them all those years ago? It just doesn't make sense. They recasted everybody but kept the same Mufasa. I honestly believe they should have recasted it, and I have two people who would have been great as Mufasa. One, Idris Elba. I think Idris Elba really could have pulled off voicing Mufasa. He has the deep voice. He has that kind of fatherly voice. He could be a good... And he has the British accent, too. He could have pulled it off. I don't know why they didn't go with that obvious choice. The other person that I think would be great for the role is Keith David. He already has the deep, rich, booming voice, and he does sound like a father figure. I think he could kill it as Mufasa, and it would be great to hear him voicing Mufasa. I can almost picture it in my head. So why didn't they do this? Why did they have to recast James Earl Jones in this remake? Because it really makes you question whether or not this film is trying to be its own thing. And I know it is trying to be its own thing, but when you bring back elements from the original film, it really makes it hard to differentiate from the original to the remake. Because then you're going to start comparing the remake to the original, even though most people are going to do that regardless of James Earl Jones being in it. But again, it just seems like a bonehead move. It makes no sense. There are so many great voice actors, great actors out there who could pull off playing Mufasa. I named two of them, Idris Elba, Keith David. I'm sure there are plenty that I missed, but those are the two people that came to my head immediately when I thought of people who could play Mufasa in the remake. So yeah, that's my only issue with this casting announcement. The fact that James Earl Jones is still a part of it. No hate towards James Earl Jones. The man is a very revered actor. I just don't believe that somebody from the original film should be in the remake. Recast the role. Nobody's gonna get mad about it. And it just feels like a cheap ploy to kind of poke at our nostalgia, like, oh hey, it's the same Mufasa, remember guys? Remember Mufasa? Don't do that. But at the end of the day, guys, these are just the humble opinions of one man. So I would love for you all to share your thoughts and opinions in regards to the cast of The Lion King remake. Do you agree with these picks? Do you think that the people that they casted for the roles are perfect for them? Or do you disagree with them, you don't feel like they fit at all, and you feel like there's somebody out there better suited for the role? And do let me know where you stand on the whole James Earl Jones coming back to voice Mufasa. Are you okay with it? Are you not okay with it? Do you think it's going to lead to some confusion? Comment below, let me know, and stay tuned. My Thor Ragnarok review will be coming right after this one, and hopefully an anime review. And I want to take this time to personally thank all of the patrons who have donated to my Patreon account and help keep this channel afloat. If you'd like to help support this channel a little bit more, consider donating to my Patreon account. There's a link in the description. And until the next video, guys, if you'd like to see more videos on this channel, be a part of the Black Critic Crew, please hit the subscribe button below, like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm Tony II, the Black Critic Guy. Until then, peace, YouTube. And I still think that the Lion King remake is stupid.